Hello, everyone. This is Meltman of Gaming Philosophy, and welcome back to Dark Shadows. We're playing the second episode, Monster of the Week, and with that, I think you should pretty much know everyone. We have Emerald Crossfire as the keeper of the game, telling the basic story. We have Elysium playing his character Zandora. I'm playing Casey, the lovable guy with absolutely no capability. I mean, no special powers. I mean, no magic. We have Felix, who, you're basically the goth kid that sees dead people, right? Cap?
I guess? I wouldn't consider Felix really goth so much as dealing with this crap since he was very young.
Okay. And then we have Toaster Shan playing Corporeal, the actual dead person that Felix sees often, along with other people. And Jack, we haven't really met Jack's character yet, from what I recall. From there, I think I'm going to let Emmy take over and do a general recap.
1 second.
Okay.
Elysium, are you ready?
What do you mean?
Are you ready?
Are you off of Skyrim, Zandora?
Yes.
No. That's not what I was asking. Are you ready? We talked about this while everyone was gone.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Oh, God.
3, 2, 1. Melt bed. Melt bed. Melt bed. Melt bed. Melt bed. Melt bed. Bed. Melt bed. Melt bed.
Bed.
I figured my camera was so small that no one would see the bed behind me. Fine. I'll make the bed. Are you guys happy?
God.
Okay, so recapping while Casey's gone and making his bed. What had happened is our hunters, I'm not going to call them heroes, our hunters
Oh, thanks.
had met each other. Felix and Casey hanging out at the museum. Toriel, Corporeal.
Undertale on the brain hunt?
There, I hope you guys are satisfied.
Okay.
You need to put a little mint on the pillow.
I don't have a pillow.
Okay, anyhow, recap. Casey and Felix doing their normal everyday lives. Casey finds a dire wolf tooth on the floor of the museum. Felix and Corporeal come into the museum, and Corporeal whacks the tooth and destroys it. After, of course, Mrs. Lewison comes in with a very strange leather-bound book of magical wonders and whatnot, that for some reason cannot be opened by anyone whatsoever.
I managed to open it.
Felix, that's because it fell.
It opened itself, is what she's saying. We really didn't have any factor on it. Maybe it's an intelligent book.
After finding out about Zandora and his mission to rescue and guide Casey from death of the most foul, and also after Felix shoving them both inside a closet to hide from Jessica, the owner of the museum, they discover that the book is in fact a map to an egg. Well, they find themselves in the woods after, of course, Casey woos Miss Lewison. And also after some antics with the pizza man back at the museum.
Hunters get hungry, you know.
Casey stands by his... Casey definitely stands by his opinion when it comes to pizza.
Also arguing over and bonding over hot and cold pizza and whether or not to put pepperonis and also pineapples.
It's really necessary to talk about.
No, this is an important discussion here. We need to know everyone's preferences on pizza and where they stand.
How else can we ever have a sit-down meeting as a team without ordering a pizza? Because if you don't get that out of the way at the start, then you're going to go ahead and have this big planning mission that's going to be completely blown out of the water because everybody's going to be arguing over pizza.
Melt stop.
Meanwhile, back at the property and inside the woodsy areas of Mrs. Lewison's property, they found a dead body. Decrepit and also looking about 3 months old. They mark it for later, because they're on a mission to find an egg. They go into a decrepit, abandoned greenhouse that is, of course, filled with nothing but lush trees and everything else. The moon is full and out. The glass roof is collapsed to reveal a gigantic statue of a bird. Upon, well, seeing the bird and everything else like that, it comes to life and tries to kill them. Because somebody touched a lot of bad stuff. So now, after, of course, Casey whacks it with the bat inside of its obvious weak point of a crystal in its chest, and also after Felix shoots it in the wing.
Purely by accident.
Hey, you winged it!
It then grows plants and other moss all over its body, sort of like an armor, encasing it. They have found out that the gigantic rock formation is, in fact, the legendary mythical rock, also known as the Guardian of the Stone. So, Felix, after scrambling a little bit and also shooting it, clipping a little bit of its wing, it turns to face the three that are in front of it, because Corporeal decided to go behind it.
Yeah, corporeal.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
So Felix, Casey, and Zandora, you see in front of you, as it turns to you, the crystal is cracked in its chest, with a noticeable pulsing glow, like a heartbeat that is fighting to stay alive. In its beak, the egg. Its eyes glow in pain and or rage. You can't really tell. At this point, I don't think you really want to tell. Corporeal, you see a shadow behind one of the nearby pillars. The shadow is looking at something. The guardian beats its wings, kicking up dust and knocking over a pillar near Felix. As it bursts out of the greenhouse, flying off as the church bell chimes to signify that it's midnight. The shadow, as the dust is kicked up, fades.
So did we just like release a giant moss-covered stone bird on the world after pissing it off?
Oh, trust
Casey
me. Oh.
and Felix and Zandora. You three are all grouped up together, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm standing, I believe, beside... Well, actually, no. Let's see. Casey charged in. I don't remember what Zandora did.
I did the same.
Okay, and I hung back, basically. I was originally going to back away, but because of the roll, but then since I used luck to make it at 12, I basically stumbled with the shotgun in hand and neatly hit it when the gun went
Felix,
off.
do you remember your premonition from first session?
Vividly.
That premonition is coming to life because the rock did accidentally knock over a pillar that is coming directly towards you.
Uh-oh. What would I roll under this situation to try and get out from under it?
You would roll your cool.
Oh, but, well, it was nice knowing y'all. There it is. I have, like, -1 cool. Do I have any forward I can use?
I do not remember you having any forward.
You still have luck points if you need to use them, right?
Yeah, I have a few. Well, no, actually I leveled up, so I can actually reset that.
Bless you.
Pardon me.
Bless you.
I thought you had to spend improvements to regain luck.
I'm not that far away from it, am I?
I don't see any improvements that reset luck for mine.
It's after you get 5 improvements.
Yeah.
Okay.
You literally have to spend a level to regain used luck. Under the improvements at the bottom of your character sheet.
Yes.
Let's see. By the way, I rolled a 7. What would that mean?
On a 7 or 9, the keeper is going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay.
Ooh, boy.
Am I
Felix?
close?
No, Corporeal, you are honestly not close to Felix.
Question.
Hmm.
Can I do a second roll for reasons only you know?
Would you like to DM me the reasons?
Sure.
Ooh.
You can use /W /GM to whisper to directly.
Or he could even use Discord.
Apparently things going on in the background that we are unaware of. Is there anyone close to Felix at all, if you don't mind me asking him?
Casey, I think you are the closest one to Felix, even if you did jump to the bird. The bird did kind of turn around and face
Okay.
all 3 of you.
Would I have enough time to react at all to this situation? Because I mean, I could try to use my mundane ability, What Could Go Wrong?
So which one of you, or all of you, or one of you trying to save Felix from this falling pillar that is coming down on him? I have frozen time for a mere minute just to be able to talk about this.
Corporeal would like to fly up. I do have flight ability and attempt to slow the pillar's descent.
I think it's going to be up to M to see who's closest and who's...
I honestly think multiple things are going to happen here.
Okay.
And
Well,
depending on how everyone rolls, this
there...
is going to go down very nicely.
What am I rolling for? Because I'm not that close. I could lunge, but I probably wouldn't make it.
Are you going to try to save Felix, or are you going to try and save the one person you are here to help?
Yeah,
Technically,
probably
if Casey jumps in, that means that he is in danger of the falling pillar, and thus under...
It's going to be
I
a
would
chain
have to jump
reaction.
in. Yeah, it's going to force me to go.
So I'm going to try to help Felix, and Sandora is going to help Casey. Because...
This also means I gain an experience from you playing the victim.
Maybe I sent you a
No,
whisper
yes?
through roll 20.
No, yes?
I think M's getting overloaded right now. Let's give her a moment to...
Give her a sec.
Yes, please. I know a lot of people are wanting to do multiple things at once, and I'm thinking this is a very good scene here that we have currently going on.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, first thing that's going to happen is, Corporeal, please roll your cool.
My cool.
To see if you can fly in time to help the pillar not fall as fast onto Felix. Because you're not honestly that tough here. You can't just lift pillars. You can go through pillars.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so there's that roll. Casey,
Yes.
what are you trying to do in this
Well,
situation?
I mean, I am going ahead and using my ability, What Could Go Wrong, which says to... I'm putting myself in danger to push Felix out of the way of the pillar. Which is, whenever you charge into immediate danger, which a falling pillar is kind of immediate danger, without hedging your bets, hold 2. So assuming I'm rolling to protect, what was that again?
To
Felix.
protect Felix?
Yes. What's the, it's, what, toughness am I rolling?
Cool.
You're rolling your cool in order to act under pressure, so that way you can actually, speedily get there.
Okay. So I'm supposed to hold 2 on that roll. If I'm using What Could Go Wrong, right?
Hold 2, you may spend the hold or holds to inflict 1 harm, reduce someone's harm significanted by 1, or take 2 forward on a act under pressure roll.
Okay.
So what you're doing is you're wanting to take 2 forward on the act under pressure roll that you were attempting to do, question mark?
Yeah. Does that work?
That does work. Would you please roll your cool?
Okay, tool, and then I put a 2 to forward. So that'll knock out half of my -1 to cool.
Time is still frozen in this moment right now because not everyone has rolled. Just letting you know that now.
And for every failed roll we do, don't we get an experience?
You guys do get experience for each failed roll, so do mark the experience. I'm wanting you guys to know every time you metaphorically fuck up, you guys will get experience.
Let's try to watch the language, Em, but I hear you. So
Oh,
it
it's
says
not
mark
bad.
experience on a roll of 6 or less. So my roll would not count, right?
I'm trying to go down the line here.
Okay.
Elysium,
Yes, yes.
Zandora, you are trying to help Casey out?
Protect him.
You're trying to protect him. So, what in this situation are you trying to attempt to do? Are you attempting to grab Casey and kind of pull him away, or what are you doing here?
If he's gonna go and he's gonna fail, am I able to stop the pillar? Yes, no.
Okay. Because I
my
have time
person is,
frozen right now. Everything's frozen at the moment. Like the pillar's just about to fall on Felix. Caporiel's rushing in to kind of help Felix by flying towards the pillar. And you see Casey rushing in to try and help Felix here.
Yeah.
So, are you going to attempt to stop the pillar?
If that means I have protecting Casey, then yeah.
Alrighty. I would like for you to roll your cool then. Because you are currently under a lot of stress and pressure. You see that Casey's trying to save a child in this sort of situation. I swear to God, Melt!
Hey, we're just trying to keep our cool, and since everything is frozen.
I don't know what he just said. He's mic out.
Same here.
Let it go.
Let it go? Okay.
I swear to God!
Let it go. Let it go.
God damn it.
With us keeping our cool and her saying frozen so many times, I had to put the frozen video up on my screen. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. And then when Elysium said let it go, it just worked.
I'm not even looking at your stream, so I didn't even know that you had that up.
Yeah, I know.
Over here looking directly at his stream because it's on my flippin' laptop of a potato. Anyhow.
So I rolled an 8.
Okay. The time is now paused for you because you are doing that. Felix, I would love for you to roll for the thing that we have in the background.
Oh God, I can't win.
Okay, so everyone, please do mark your experience. Jackie boy. Make a roll. Wow.
We're all trash.
Okay, we're gonna go down the line here now. Caporiel.
Yes?
Let's see, you're acting under pressure for this? Yes, uh-huh. Okay, your roll was a 5. Oof. That's bad.
Can I ask a quick question, Em?
Yes.
Is there any chance that
bad.
since we're working as a team that we could all get like a +1 to our rolls or something?
Yeah, that's
bonus?
right.
I mean,
Hold
this is
up.
some great teamwork. I mean, we have 2
Here.
people trying to
Hold
stop
up.
a pillar. We have 1 person trying to get another person out of the way.
Hold up, lovelies. Hold up.
I didn't mean to roll the 1d6. Sorry about that.
Wait. Are you all trying to help out Felix?
Yes.
Pretty much. I mean,
Because,
Well-
I just remembered a thing. A thing that's kind of important to this. Felix, what was your role again?
7, both times.
Okay. We'll take the second 7 for this one. And So everyone's helping out Felix, correct?
Well, I think Xandor is indirectly, but yes.
Well,
I don't think
Helping
it
me
works for
help
Meltman.
Felix.
What is
All
Andor
right,
going to do?
so-
Chuck you at Felix?
any purr, any mur, any meow.
You do realize, Jack, that I'm really strong. Like, I put a lot of stuff into strength.
Okay,
Honey.
next up.
Honey. Okay. Okay. So, here's what's happening now. Okay? So, Corporeal, you rolled a 5 on that. Okay, so you still kind of fail on that. Sorry. We'll get to you in a moment. KC, you rolled a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Your help grants them +1 to their roll. And you expose yourself to a terrible danger.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I'm gonna say, here's how I'm picturing it. Casey ducks into the way of the pillar as he pushes Felix out of the way.
Okay.
Xandora, you rolled an 8. Okay, so since you are acting under pressure,
Is that an 8 + 1 with Casey or no?
he is acting under pressure to help out Casey. That is correct. So, Casey, your roll does get +1, so it turns into an 8, which
Okay.
still is the outcome that I did say.
Okay.
Xandora, I would like for you to roll your strength. You're tough.
Oh boy. I have a +2 to that. Alright, give me another 8.
Okay.
The random number generator today just seems to want us to die, I think. I don't know about this, but I think Mr. PC Man has it out for us tonight.
Yeah, it does kind of seem like that. Xandora, you catch the pillar, but half of it is now falling.
Oh, it
Because
snapped.
It snapped.
It snapped in half.
It did snap in half. Let's see. Okay, so that was that. Felix,
Yes. Oh,
since you're now out of the way of the.
Oh, I think Felix disconnected from the game.
Yep.
hang on, I closed the wrong thing.
Okay. While he's getting that back up,
I
just
was
to...
trying to adjust my camera here. Sorry.
It's okay. While I'm just cutting in for a moment, I imagined, Elysium having to throw Casey, and it just brought up a certain image from a certain movie that I figured I'd just share with the audience.
Oh, and Emmy, I'm going to use my 5 XP after this, whenever we get done.
Yes.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. So yes, Mel, I do not mind that you are sharing that. Thank you very much for that visual appearance.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking more along the lines of action movie of throwing another person out of the way of an oncoming thing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, Felix
So-
is not ready.
So, okay. Felix, your roll has gone up by +1, so you've obviously gotten the fuck out. Sorry for using that word again. Let's see. Which means the cracked piece of the pillar has now crumbled and fallen on top of both you and Casey. But as the dust lifts, both Casey and Felix are a little bit bruised, but still fine.
Ah, I see.
Now, are you trying to be like sarcastic or something? Because this isn't good for me. I still do have my armor on, so does that do anything?
Does that do anything for you lifting up the pillar, the part of the pillar that you have?
The damage I'm about to take.
I mean, yes, that would include your armor currently.
Do we need to mark a point of harm, I think is what he's asking on his character sheet.
How much armor does he have? That's the question.
It's +1.
Does that message I sent you action roll or no?
Problem with DM is balancing all the different characters that want to be active at the same time. I do not...
I'm not trying to be active. I'm trying to be just role-based action.
Yeah, I understand. I think the challenge with...
I did see that there, Jack. I'm trying to do multiple things at once because this scene is chaotic as heck.
I understand. You are...
Monster of the Week does not give the Keeper much tools to go ahead and keep things organized, so
So, anyhow, I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Oh, no. You're the one that's supposed to be interrupting everyone else. You're the Keeper.
Zandora, you only take 2 harm. Your armor took the one of the 2.
Oh, okay. So I'm really close to dying.
Yes.
Doing everything for you guys. No help with healing? Anything
and
like that?
Jackie boy,
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes for that.
You want me to go ahead and do that then?
Go right ahead.
Please. Yes.
Of course,
Wow.
he gets a freaking, 12. We've been rolling like 5s and 6s and 7s,
Hey, Casey,
and
shut up.
Jack rolls in and drops the big dice.
Hey, Casey,
Okay.
shut up.
Okay. Okay. So Jack, please do explain to me what that roll was for again.
As soon as Jack's done swigging some Mountain Dew there.
Yes, of course.
He's typing it out so we don't get to see. He's being super secret squirrel right now.
Because I
Sneaky
have
beaky.
asked him to be a sneaky beaky squirrel.
Mm.
There's
I
a
forgot
lot
how
of
to spell
stuff.
for a second.
We need fan art of Jack as a squirrel now.
Yes, we do. Can someone please draw Jack as a squirrel? Or even better yet, just draw Jack with squirrel ears and squirrel tail, and it'll be perfect. We can call him Squirrel Boy instead of Squirrel Girl.
So basically, he defeats all enemies off screen when nobody's looking.
Yes.
Oh, no. I already have a perfect avatar from a cartoon. Give me just a moment. I'm pulling it up now.
If it's Secret Squirrel, just give him a fedora, basically.
Yeah. Hold on.
Jack,
There
I'm
we
gonna DM you in Discord.
Discord. Okay.
Yes.
There we go.
Now, that was the previous action that I chose. I can change that action where it was a separate roll. But that was what the previous action was.
We just need to put Jack's face on that, I think.
I swear to God, Mel, I'm not looking at your stream.
It works, right? Be a sneaky squirrel.
It's fitting. Very fitting.
Let's just hope that, we don't see too much when he opens that trench coat.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So
Yes.
that's what I thought.
Good.
So,
We were under
since
the
this
same
is-
impression here. Good.
Yeah, since that's the previous impression,
Yes. So.
This is the one that I was doing.
The zippy zappadoodle?
Oodie doodie
The
woo
zing
woo.
zing
The thing,
zippity-bop-bop.
the last thing I just messaged you
Mhm.
was what I thought it was. That was the previous action.
Yes.
This
So
is the
you-
one that I want to do.
Oh.
Oh.
You know,
Something serious.
they might
is
as well be
about to
talking in code at this point. I'm so like, what's going on? You know?
Jackie boy,
Yeah.
can we please go with the original thing though?
Yeah, we can run with that one. That's fine. Maybe
Because-
a second time or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Go right
Because
ahead.
I already basically, I already basically did the thing where
Okay.
the dust and the whatnot, the dust.
Okay, well, you go ahead and do
Yeah.
what you need to now.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I got it. Jack's the Rock. Then we just pissed off. What do you want to bet?
I am the pillar.
He is the pillar. He decides, nope, screw you guys. I'm smashing you anyways.
Anyway. Okay, so are you all gonna compose yourselves now and like
We're professionals
Is
Get
it
here.
out
all
of-
done?
are you gonna? Yeah, it's all done. Everyone did their thing. Everyone's now together.
I think we're just
Well.
waiting to go ahead and listen to how this turns out.
Can I roll my d6 to get my little companion?
We can do that after.
Okay.
We will get there soon. Okay. There's a
Yeah.
little bit more to this section here.
All right, Emmy, go ahead.
Okay, so after everyone dusts themselves off, gets themselves all like composed, and everyone seems to be fine and okay, Xandor, of course, most likely freaking out over the simple fact that he almost died for the mortals.
No, not really.
This was supposed to be your guys' little interaction based thing.
Socializing.
Is everybody okay?
No.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, so I think first thing we need to do is kind of get back to the museum, regroup, and patch up whoever needs some basic first aid, and then figure out where the heck the bird went.
Out of curiosity, what would like patching someone up fall under stat wise? Would that be like sharp?
Baby?
Hmm?
I'm gonna say patching up someone is gonna be when you're resting. That's
Oh,
you
okay.
guys are gonna be in your little safe house area, resting up or other stuff like that. Cause ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay.
Ain't nobody got time for the field medic. There's
Corporeal
no
is
such
kind of going around and dusting people off.
thing. All right.
Question: does that feel like a cold breeze, like this shiver down your spine kind of feeling when Corporeal tries to dust someone off?
Yes.
You
Yes.
get used to it.
Hey, thank you. I think.
Okay.
Oh,
so-
You
get
notice if
used
you
to
have
it.
a little extra, so it takes a little bit longer for you, Casey.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be ghostist. I'm not gonna be ghostist. I'm not gonna be ghostist.
Hey, Casey, don't worry. If you end up coming to the other side, I can help you through it.
Thank you so much for the offer, but let's hope that doesn't happen for a very long time.
I love it. Okay. Okay. So
Dear
you guys
God.
are all leaving the getting out of the front entrance of the greenhouse. Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
The-
So
I'd like to, if I may, I'd like to go out first because I haven't forgotten the shadow and I don't know what it was. So I want to go out and see if there's anything out there before the group walks out.
I'm gonna
Alright,
see since Zendora basically got a little more beat up than anyone else. Just check to see if they need a hand or anything making it out, not knowing how injured they really are.
Ah, crap! I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, my armor, it goes away.
okay.
It vanishes into mist,
I'm ass-
and I start clutching my stomach.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and get under one arm and help it carry him out. Do I need to roll anything to be able to pull that off?
To just help him out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like arm around the arm around him or something like
Yeah,
that.
arm around the shoulder, put his arm over my neck and back, and basically give him a shoulder to lean on and walk him out.
I don't think you need to roll for that, honestly.
Just basic
Yeah,
character
you shouldn't have
interaction.
to.
Okay.
If you were dragging or carrying him out, you would have to roll a tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But instead, he is helping him out with
Yeah.
just being the crutch.
Yeah.
I mean, he may look like, when he's not in his, lovely suit that makes him look like, just an upstanding businessman. He may normally look like, Grim Reaper, but, he's helped us. So actions speak louder than anything else in my book. So I don't know how this celestial thing works, but
All right, Emmy, you're up.
Okay, thank you. So, Caporio.
Mm-hmm.
Since you are the first one out, you see a fresh trail of blood and a large pair of wolf prints.
Ooh. So Corporeal suddenly starts to get a little bit of a red glow and just starts following the trail, brandishing the ghost gun.
Does Felix notice this?
Felix, you definitely do notice this. Everyone actually notices that Caporio has now turned red and is following a bloody trail.
Oh no, not again.
What is this mortal thinking?
Felix doesn't reply. He's currently chasing after Corporeal.
By the way, the only two out of the entire group so far that I know of that would actually know that these are, in fact, wolf prints are Casey, Caporeal, and Felix. Caporeal and Felix, you know these prints to be the dire werewolf prints because you've seen them before.
Do you think it's the same one from before, Corporeal?
I'm thinking I didn't finish the job last time.
No, bad Corporeal.
So, is everyone going to be chasing after Caporeal and Felix, or are Zandora and Casey just going to stand there?
I look at Zandora. It's okay if you stay here. I can put you down, and I'm sure I'll be fine. But I need to make sure that they're going to be okay. You've done enough.
Felix is going to follow to a point, turn around, and remember that he has an actual bike he can use.
Did he come on the bike? I forget.
I
Yeah.
think we all walked in, didn't we?
I
Oh,
believe that you all walked into this forest because it was so dense.
No, we drove up to. I'm trying what the
You
heck
drove
her
up
name
to
was.
Mrs. Lewison's house.
And
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we had to walk in from there.
You had to walk to the...
Yeah.
I fly just up above the trees to try and get a look to see exactly where the dire werewolf has gone to.
Corporeal, you can't see any possible area where the dire werewolf would have gone.
Corporeal, it's late, and Zandora is injured. We can worry about this later. Let's just head back, please.
Um,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So Corporeal suddenly goes really bright red for a second, so it illuminates a little bit of the surrounding area, and then goes back to blue. And oh, geez, sorry, I don't know what came over me. We gotta get back and make sure Sandora's okay.
Good idea. I'll follow behind you.
so, Casey and Zandora,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
you see two people following the tracks of the bloody trail.
Two people
They seem to be two people you guys don't know. Well, I actually think that Casey would know these people specifically because he's had to deal with them before.
Oh no.
Team Rocket
God.
blasting off again.
Stop.
Oh gosh.
These people are two police officers. Casey knows them, or at least he knows one of them from being in high school.
Oh god. This is not gonna go good.
The tall male with what looks to be Markiplier's short hairstyle. You know the one I'm talking about, with the little foop on the end. So yeah, he's a local police officer with Markiplier's hair, black, 6'4", serious when on duty, and
Totally not Markiplier because Markiplier is not 6'4". No offense, Mark. I love you.
I'm trying to picture a cop who's goofy on duty, and it doesn't work.
He has a slim figure as well, but very muscular in arms.
So well toned.
His name is Harry Killer.
Little on the nose there.
And his partner in crime,
You mean
Sarah Baker.
Anti-crime? Because they're cops?
Yes, I
Okay,
know.
can you say the guy's name again?
Harry Killer.
Okay.
If he turns out to be a dire werewolf, I'm gonna laugh my butt off.
Guys,
funny.
come on. Okay. So Harry Killer and Sarah Baker, partner to Harry, officer, long blonde hair, as in long enough to reach her knees.
That's definitely not regulation hair for a cop. But,
and
you
she
know.
is 5'2". She's a little chubby, looks on the bright side of things all the time.
Okay.
Harry, I don't think we're gonna actually, find whatever it is that's gonna be around here, but, I mean, at least we're getting good exercise.
Alright. I like that one. I like that.
Harry is a bit more angered at this. And he seems to be very frustrated about this.
Okay.
Sarah, this is like a murder case or something. Whatever this animal is, it's just going around and, killing everything. We have to find it. Oh, hey guys. What are you doing here?
Officer Killer, there was this cave-in. Well, I mean, it was this greenhouse, and one of the pillars almost fell on my friend here. I'm trying to get him to safety, but we saw this body just up away. We put a mark near it. I was going to go ahead and call the cops and let you guys know. Have you had a chance to see the body that's just over that way? And I'm going to point in the direction of the body that we saw earlier.
You see that they just came from that direction, by the way, and Harry and Sarah are both saying, what body? At the same exact time.
Well, if you guys can help me help my friend to somewhere safe so he can recover, I'll be more than happy to show you the area where we saw the body earlier. But I have to make sure that I get my friend to a safe place. I don't want him to get hurt. Again, that pillar in that greenhouse back there collapsed on us, and I don't know if he hadn't jumped in the way to try to protect me. I don't know what I would have done.
Like, no one's been inside that greenhouse for years, Harry, by the way, says. Yeah. Let's get you guys out of here. Come on. And he puts Xandora's arm under. He puts himself underneath Xandora's arm to be the other crutch, basically. Yes.
Yeah.
Xandora lets out a little grunt.
Oof. You really need to get to the hospital, man.
No hospitals.
I'm gonna look over at Officer Killer. He's a real tough guy. We'll do our best to patch him up.
Xandora even know to Never mind. Stupid question.
I mean, I would think he would know. He was the god of life and death.
I mean, yes, I would think he would know, and I would think that his viewpoint of hospitals is kind of a little bit outdated, I would think.
It's a place you go to die.
Yes. That
Where
is...
are the plague masks that these doctors once wore?
Pretty much.
Okay.
No, I don't think you guys really understand the history that he used to do to people at hospitals.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
So, do you want to enlighten us a little bit?
He used to tug on the life forces. So it would be like, you know how there's miracle stuff? He liked to play with that and like pull it just a little bit so the lifeline would stop working and then let it go.
Okay.
So I like putting people into temporary comas kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got enjoyment out of that.
Alrighty. So is everyone going to basically be going off to their own little things then?
Felix is going to try and patch up Xandora a bit.
Okay, so
You know,
are you guys
dang it.
bringing... Hold up, are you bringing Xandora to the museum, or are you bringing Xandora to Felix's house?
Sorry, I dropped my pen.
I thought the plan was the museum unless someone had suggested something differently.
That's
well,
what
we're
I'm
bringing
asking.
him to Felix's house for a bit because, Felix's aunt is a nurse, so she would have medical supplies on hand.
Very good point.
All right. Once that point is made, then the plan of action to go to there would be the priority.
So the cops
and
drive you off to Felix's place. Xandora gets fixed up by Felix, and everyone basically gets their health back in order. Felix starts playing Skyrim on his television.
Shut up.
After all that,
Hold on. For everyone with the inside joke that doesn't understand this, Xandora or Elysium was just playing about an hour of Skyrim before the stream started, and while the intro was going on, they were still playing.
Yeah.
Shut your face. I
We
like
love
Skyrim,
you.
okay?
Hey, I'm not saying Skyrim's a bad game at all. I love it. I love it to bits and pieces.
All right. So after they get patched up,
Yeah, after they get patched up, everything just the night goes on, basically.
While Felix is patching Xandora, Felix notices that his blood is gold instead of actual blood.
Curious. This won't eat my flesh, will it?
No, not unless you consume it.
Right. Felix quietly slips a mask over his face before he starts to bandage you up.
So, what happens to a ghost if a ghost consumes it?
Can a ghost even consume something?
I tried pizza earlier, but it didn't work so well.
You just eat pizza that falls straight to the ground.
Yes,
Picks it up and tries to eat it
that's
again.
what happened.
And just hits the floor.
Hey, at least you have the pleasure of being able to enjoy the same slice many, many times.
It's true. I'm just wondering why it doesn't fall to the ground for all of you.
Anatomy, I think, is the reason.
You see, we're
Okay.
not made of the
What
blue
happens
stuff
throughout the
anymore.
night? What happens throughout the night?
Like nothing happens throughout the night.
So,
Alright, what happens
Felix
the
is
next
going
day?
to.
I mean, Jack,
Sorry.
I know.
No,
Like,
it's
you're-
not that. I'm just trying to keep it so that it doesn't keep going from straight to then right turn.
I know you're trying to keep him from going straight to right turn, but that's my job.
Okay, I'll let you have at it.
I appreciate the help. Thank you very much. It's just I already had this problem once before in last session. I did want them to actually improv a little bit, but I'm assuming that the night goes on as if nothing had happened because it is past midnight for you all and you all are deadbeat tired.
Except for Felix, he's too wound up over this, so while everyone else is kind of napping, he's kind of playing his game console. It is also a Saturday, so he doesn't have to worry there.
I'm assuming that Felix likes Silent Hill and Resident Evil.
Well, no, in this case, he's actually playing something that doesn't have horror elements given what happened.
Ah, good. So he's
So-
playing Slime Rancher.
Ooh. Slime Rancher is a good game.
It is.
And
But-
I mean, it is about as anti-horror as you can get, unless you think about slimes that actually eat people,
Okay.
I thought
Any-
you would play a game like Vanish or something like that.
Okay.
or Maple Story.
Anyhow. So yeah. The morning comes, everyone wakes up. Felix, you have to go to school.
It's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is Saturday. I forget
I-
these timelines.
I did
That's
say
right.
it was Friday the 13th. It's now the
Yes.
14th.
Yes. Thank you, Felix. Don't you have plans to go outside at all, though?
Why? Do I need to go out?
God damn it.
Hold on, I'm gonna quickly message you something though, if you're okay with me doing.
What Felix was really playing.
Shh. No one must know.
No one must know that he likes Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Think about it. It's about the least horror video game, unless you are terrified by financial debt.
That or you play it like 4 o'clock in the morning when that game.
By Tortna's toe.
Seriously, if you ever play or like listen to the music for 4 o'clock in the morning for Animal Crossing, it's actually quite terrifying.
Ooh, I didn't know. I've never played.
It's the whole concept of the Japanese, 4 meaning death, basically, because they sound similar.
Oh, in their dialect.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like why you never write anything in red ink, because that is reserved for the dead.
Are you all going to go to the museum then?
Felix is pretty much just going to follow wherever Casey goes, because it's kind of, gotten a little exciting, and, having calmed down a bit, he's back up for more.
Yeah, I'm going to recover my van, and I'm going to have the radio tuned to the news, and I'm going to be switching stations, keeping my ears open for any large bird sightings.
So far, there has been no large bird sightings on the news. There has been more news about this weird creature going about and eating random house pets here and there, and also possibly random homeless people.
Okay, so we have a giant stone moss-covered bird with a broken gem in his chest that's kind of pissed off and angry. And we have something going around eating house pets that may or may not be related. Wait, is that probably one of those things probably killed that body we found earlier? And then there was the blood trail. How many different things are we dealing with? Are these all interconnected or are they just coincidences? Oh, God. Okay.
So we're back at the museum just to double check?
Yeah.
I'm having you guys go to the museum. I'm gonna have Casey and Zandora go to the museum first, though, because obviously they took the van. You were taking your sweet time, basically making coffee and other stuff like that in order to...
Well, actually, he had to go and get his bike, remember? So he just rode with Casey to get his bike back, and now he'll say he's making coffee and stuff.
Okay, cool. So...
Before we leave, mortal, I must summon my pet.
Okay. So is this pet of yours going to be of a decent size that it can fit in the back of the van, or are we talking?
It is small.
I thought that Melt was your pet.
Zandora,
Yes?
did you roll for that?
Not yet.
Would you like to before you answer Casey's question?
Sure.
His pet's a rhinoceros.
Who
That's
did
a
I
3.
get?
Casey,
Yes.
you see a very large white buck.
A white
I got the
buck.
buck?
You got the buck.
Oh my goodness. He does holy damage.
This white buck has antlers that are quite long and are slightly on white fire. He seems to come from out of nowhere and going directly towards Zandora.
Well, Spectra, my Patronus.
I have nothing to say to that. Jeez.
I face palmed right there.
I don't know whether to be disappointed or not.
You should.
I mean, I should, but I'm
okay.
not. I'm
Yeah.
not even mad.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yes, that's the exact image. Thank you, Casey. So yeah, Zandora, you now...
Oops.
Well, you've always had a buck as a spirit animal. You've summoned him out of nowhere, so... Why did you summon him?
Last battle was pretty close.
They're not currently in battle right now.
Calling the reinforcements.
The battle last night was a little close for me. I want my buck to aid me from now on.
I appreciate having backup, but I'm just looking at the size of his headgear, and I'm thinking how wide my van is. Is he gonna like follow behind me?
I mean, help. I don't know how to answer that.
Zandora, you can ride your buck. You know that, right?
I can, but... Oh boy.
I think what she's getting at is the fast buck. So ride your buck. And just buck it.
Stop, Jack. I will come to your house right now.
I'm sure everybody watching this from the distance will be thinking, "What the buck?"
Everyone. Please stop passing the buck around. Let's get going.
Okay!
Stop with the buck jokes, alright?
We're all just trying to make a buck here.
Oh, bucking hell.
Oh god. Oh wait, that's a 3. Zandora, I
Wait, did you give me the wrong one?
I gave you the wrong one, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Alright, so let's rewind that back. I didn't get the
Okay,
buck.
so it's not the buck.
Oh.
Okay.
It's not the buck, it's a lemur.
Nope.
Oh, I got the lemur. No, you guys, the lemur is actually really good.
The lemur is really good, actually.
Oh, okay.
What are you gonna
What-
do? Ride the lemur? Because you
What
can't
do
ride
I
the
get?
bucket anymore.
Should we
I
stop monkeying around here?
Plus-
Seriously?
Plus what?
You,
God.
for the lemur, you get +1 for sharp, but -1 for charm.
It's a lemur, though.
The lemur's not very charming.
I mean,
We
frickin',
all
King
know what kind of lemur that this is. We all know
It's
what
King-
kind of. Yeah. Hold on.
Sorry.
Hold
Hey,
on.
shut up.
There we go.
Thank you.
There we go. There we go.
Talking over each other. I need to see what the fuck this is.
We know which
I'm
lemur
looking.
we're talking about here.
It's not from
Yep,
Zaboomafoo.
Yep. It's freaking
No.
that's-
It's-
No, I didn't get Zaboo.
Julius.
Oh no! It's not Julius.
Yeah, Julian.
Ah.
Julian.
Okay, well.
Zaboomafoo was the other one I was thinking of. But,
Yeah.
no, I decided to go with Julian instead because I think that would be more comical.
So, Casey,
You might want to
from-
respect him because he can teleport.
from your point of view,
Teleporting
Casey,
Julius.
You see a lemur come from above you, from a teleporter, from a portal specifically.
Oh. I
And
heard
just
he'd like to
land
move it.
Mel,
Still not even mad.
May I
Sorry.
please finish my gosh dang thing?
I'm
before
sorry. I should have
I
got
want to
down.
hit you. I will kill your character without harm.
You mean without a hesitation?
Hesitation? Yes.
Hey, and
I
then
will
can
make him
teach you
drop
how to be a
dead.
ghost.
Come on, guys, stop monkeying around.
Jack.
Jack, you're next.
His
You really
character
should
pops
stop,
up,
hyping
immediately
around
gets
here.
slammed by a boulder.
Oh, God.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, Em. I'm sorry.
Is everyone okay now? Is everyone like
No, I'm very offended.
just get your hysterical laughter out of the way so we can get to serious times, okay?
I'm going to get Julian off my screen here so just I don't get tempted anymore.
Because honestly, I was kind of picturing Momo.
Oh, Momo.
Oh, from Avatar.
Yes.
Okay.
Me and Emmy spent like what 2 hours making 6
Yes.
characters that I could
We
pick
spent 2 hours making 6 character like little things of animals for him to have
There we go.
as a pet. Because he wanted a pet. And I'm all, okay, you'll get a pet.
Oh, it's Momo.
There we go.
Yes.
I forgot about Momo.
The lemur is Momo. Or Momo-esque looking. He has blue eyes instead of green.
And
By the way, I
really
overheard-
big freaking ears.
I was gonna say I overheard Jack or Elysium saying that it can teleport. We're gonna it can totally sneak into your clothes when you're not looking. You like look
That's
down
why I
your
said
shirt.
fear him.
You look down your
Take
shirt.
a
You
poop
see
on
the
your
eyes
pillow
staring.
while you're sleeping.
I was thinking you look down your shirt and you see the eyes staring back at you.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
But
Nah.
anyhow, Zandora, you have a lemur on your shoulder. And he seems to be looking tilted-headed at Casey. By the way, the
Very
lemur's
intently.
eyes are, in fact, a bright blue.
Okay, I will mark off. Where is it? There. And
Alrighty. So, now that you have a lemur, you guys are in the van now. Everything else is fine.
I think the lemur's
Felix.
staring at me.
Felix,
Yeah.
we're gonna cut over to you for a sec here. You are getting over to your bike, about ready to head over to the museum, when 2 people come up towards you. You know one of them to be the lead pitcher, who is very egotistic. And he he's one of the people that decides to constantly pick on you.
And Casey wonders why I don't go out and play baseball.
His name is Michael Grant.
Wait, are we still near Felix?
No, you guys are at the museum as far as I know.
You
Miss
guys are.
Corporeal. I don't
Corporeal.
know. I don't know where Miss Corporeal is at the moment.
I just assumed I was with Felix.
All right.
Well, no, you're like right. You just now show. We'll say that you showed up in the middle of making toast. You like popped up from the toaster.
Yep.
Your head just pops through it.
And
Sounds like
it
something I would
goes
do.
full circle. Okay, anyhow, back to introducing the two bullies that you will be facing. One of them is the lead bully. The other just kind of casually is all, I want to be part of the crowd sort of thing. You get the dynamic and you understand that this is just that sort of situation that's coming up. Michael Grant and Zachary Mono, yes. Michael Grant is the lead pitcher, egotistical. He is a 5'5", blonde-haired, blue-eyed person. You get the idea with him.
The perfect boy.
He's supposed to be the perfect pretty boy that the coach always chooses all the time.
1 second before you continue.
Mm-hmm.
Felix is about ready to bike, right?
Yes.
So what's stopping him from just hopping on and getting the hell out of Dodge?
This is true.
Good point.
Felix is just going to note who this guy is, hop on his bike, and take off towards the museum.
I was kind of hoping for a bully interaction.
Well,
no, Felix.
Corporeal,
I was kind of hoping for that bully interaction. though.
He's not sticking around.
Corporeal would like to stick around and do something if she may.
Uh-oh.
Like, there are two people, and I didn't even get to, like, tell you about the second person.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Well, you can continue with the second person because Corporeal wants to mess with them.
Michael Grant is 17 years of age. Zachary Mullen is 16, and he's always second to bat. He just wants to be part of the popular group and just all out is actually nice to Felix when Michael's not around.
Good cop, bad cop. Gotcha.
Sounds like a bum.
He wants to be friends with Felix, but he also wants to be a popular person. So, yeah, there's some background stuff for you.
Oh, there's a really bad name I want to call him right now.
But since
I'm already hating one of the characters that you're telling me.
since Felix is in fact, just gonna ride off on his bike, what's Corporeal gonna do to these two?
So I'm presuming since Corporeal and Felix have been friends for a little bit already, she knows that he bullies Felix regularly.
Yes.
Yeah. So she is going to go over invisibly and pick up the lead bully Michael and hang him from a nearby tree.
Okay, here's Michael's reaction to this. What? Why am I floating? What the hell? Why am I in a tree? Get me out of here!
And then I attempt to become visible to Michael right in front of his face.
Exposing yourself, are you now?
Oh my.
Oh dear.
Against that.
Oh me.
Just my face.
Oh my.
Boo.
Yeah. Leave my friend alone.
He faints.
Well, he's not going to have a trip to the psychiatrist after that.
He's totally not gonna have a trip to the insane asylum. No, sorry. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
If only this was Call of Cthulhu, he'd be rolling a sanity check.
Might be just me, Melt, but I noticed that your mic keeps cutting out, and it's...
Yeah,
Yeah.
your mic does kind of keep cutting out there for us.
I'm sorry, guys. I think because the stream is trying to grab the mic and priority use it for the stream, it may be cutting out for you guys. But I mean, that's because the stream is trying to fight for control with, I think, Discord. So I apologize. I noticed this happens with Discord specifically, and there's really nothing I can do about it short of considering getting a second mic just to have that solely for Discord and use my stream mic just for streaming. And I just, until I go ahead and get my next paycheck from YouTube, I don't have the money to go ahead and go out and buy a second mic just for Discord.
Could it possibly be a sensitivity issue through Discord? Because I realize that it cuts out certain times.
Mm.
And you're also, it usually cuts out when you're further away from your mic.
Really? Okay, well, I'll just try not to be further away from the mic then, if that'll help.
Cool. Oh, and one last thing that Corporeal does, turns back and looks down at the other one and goes, "You can do better," and then disappears.
So the entire
Okay.
school is going to start thinking that Felix is cursed now. Got it.
Yeah. So, you guys are now all at the museum. You meet at the museum. All that shindig. Jessica is at her desk, and she's just going through some books and whatnot.
So, Jessica.
You're back.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
I didn't find anything. Well, I found things, but nothing that paid out. So we found this really old greenhouse. It seemed to be where it was leading, and there was.
Oh, great.
Now, at this point, Casey's having this internal struggle. Do I tell her that the bird statue came to life and flew away, or do I tell her that we found nothing?
Tell her what?
See, because Casey's in this whole world where he's new to all this metaphysical stuff, and he doesn't want to sound crazy, especially to the only person in town that gives him the time of day. So we
Yes?
we found this statue, or at least we thought it was a statue.
It was a mythical rock.
Oh. You found the rock.
It flew away.
Yes, but before
Oh.
it
You hear a
sprouted-
knock at the door.
It sprouted moss armor.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
It was the best kind of quick grow plant food I've ever seen. Although I think now that it's sporting a really big crack in the gem in its chest.
Would the four of you please follow me to the library?
I'm assuming
She-
that we
she
open
gets
the door
serious.
and let Felix in at this point.
Before,
Yeah,
No,
Felix
no,
is already
Wait,
there.
you see
Felix is already there. He let himself in.
Yeah.
Felix already let himself in and everything else like that.
the four.
Yes. She says to the four of you, all four of you. Would you please kindly
Wait,
come?
so she can see corporeal.
Yeah.
Come into my library, please.
Oh shoot!
Okay.
Come on.
Corporeal, are you invisible right now?
I thought I
Let
was.
me finish,
This is an
please.
exciting moment.
Please
I'm
let me
sorry, I'm
finish.
sorry.
Oh my goodness. This is a really big thing here. This is a really big thing. This is a serious moment, please. I do not want this to be going left or right. I want this to be going forward. So please.
Everyone,
Please,
zip it for the
oh
end.
God. Thank you. Anyhow, she leads you to the museum's library. She goes up calmly and urges for all of you to follow her, where, of course, she goes and takes a book titled The Secret of Hamsters and What They Are Hiding off of the shelf.
Okay.
And the whole bookshelf reveals a secret stairwell leading down into what looks like a safe house.
Oh.
With, of course, a walk-in kitchen / living room with a long hallway leading to 6 different rooms and a 7th door at the end of that hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And a computer that looks to be hooked up to a widescreen TV and Corporeal seems to know the silhouette pretty well of this man that is sitting on the couch with Doritos in one hand, a keyboard in the other, and Mountain Dew bottles, and one 2-liter, full
Nope.
2-liter Mountain Dew.
No. That's a no.
Get them, why? Why? Why?
This
Doritos
man
and
looks
Mountain
up to
Dew.
you.
At least he's not 240. I mean, 420 blazing it. Okay. Yeah.
He has sunglasses and a long thing in.
As you all are coming down from the stairwell, Jessica turns to you, and she seems to be in a whole new getup. Her hair has turned into a pumpkin orange. Fallen autumn leaves are in her hair. Her dress turns into a style of a fallen oak leaf. Wearing a leather belt around her waist that holds potions and other things, and knee-high stockings with Halloween icons on them.
So you are a witch.
I am not a witch, I am a spellcaster. You can go ahead and say all the remarks you want.
You can say whatever you want, but you are a witch in my eyes.
My Casey's response is just, oh damn.
You checking her out?
Corporeal goes over to Casey and goes, "Hey, your girlfriend's kind of cool."
I am not his girlfriend.
He looks his drink store.
Oh
dear.
Hold on. Has this person been here the entire time? Who is this new person?
I think you mean people, mortal.
No. I mean,
Which one?
Corporeal.
Oh, the ghost. I mean, I did sense her a little bit earlier. Yesterday, I believe.
Has she been with them the entire time?
She has been with them the entire time.
So my cover was almost blown.
Yes, your cover was almost blown. I believe she may have seen you, in fact.
God.
You look really familiar. Where do I know you from? And she flies right on up and gets really, really close to you.
Just
Ooh.
She starts sniffing. There's a familiar scent in the air.
Miss Corporeal, is it?
Yes?
Please stop sniffing my coworker.
But I know him from somewhere. I know him from somewhere.
Casey?
Yes?
I know that the museum has been sort of vacant for a little bit. Or at least a little bit of a ghost town when it comes to customers. But I did hire on a night watch. And this is him.
I'm the museum security guard. Nice to see y'all.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hi. Yeah?
He's also been working with me for years on end now because, well, as you have already encountered the gigantic rock monster.
Well, I mean, having extra security sounds good. I mean, we have the giant rock monsters. There's reports of a creature going around eating cats and dogs in the neighborhoods. And, we found a corpse yesterday. So, yeah, more security is definitely good.
You did not speak of this to her. The corpse.
No, I hadn't had a chance to get to that. Once the rock was mentioned, the conversation just kind of flew away with itself. Pun not intended.
This this man and I have been monster hunters for years.
Oh,
They call me Commander J.
Commander J. So
No one knows the real name.
Okay. So does
call
that
you
mean that you also know K from the MIB?
Stop.
Or are we talking like M from 007?
Is Casey
Stop.
just is Casey just trying to be a jokester all because he's thinking he's
He is covering up his insecurity and his limit of knowledge with puns and jokes. I'm sorry, it's a defense mechanism. He feels out of his depth right now. A lot of things that he didn't know what was going on behind the scene were just thrown in his face, and this is how he's reacting to it. So it's kind of like how Spider-Man has quips in the middle of a boss fight.
Casey, the reason as to why I originally had you take the book in the first place was because I kind of needed someone. I needed the four of you, actually, to replace the old team that once was.
Old team as in rigor mortis old or retirement old? Home team.
Probably last day of one day until retirement.
Oh.
Got a question, Jessica.
They died.
Yes.
Is it okay to release information? Only partial information?
Partial information confirmed. You can go ahead and release that information to them. Do finish up creating that file for the rock, please. He did seem to be very similar to the one that we had tried to
I'll continue to profile the rest of it, but on the hand, 3 members left. 1 member is MIA, and the other one of the 4 is deceased. They died in a Black Ops mission while seeking revenge.
Ah, yes. He will be greatly missed.
Greatest soldier I've ever worked with.
So,
We will be lucky.
do we have a team name?
What do we need a team name for?
You know, like Team Rocket on the Pokemon shows the kids watch at school.
I do not want to be blasting off again, okay? Let's be clear.
I keep telling you, Miss Corporeal, that is just a TV show.
But
That
they
is
do
none
so
of my
well.
concern.
So we're being recruited as monster hunters, and what are you like wanting us to go ahead and start, painting my van blue and green and write Mystery Machine on the side of it?
No. Casey, no. Our job is to be as discreet as possible and to make sure that the public does not know about monsters or anything else like that. We also tend to not only in some cases kill the monster, but we do try to find a peaceful way around it. This team has been for a few decades now trying to find the Rose Rock contract.
And that's what we were going ahead and doing, but we were going into it blind without the information that the Rose Rock contract could be guarded by an actual rock. And I don't mean as a stone, I mean a big giant stone bird.
I know. And I do apologize for throwing you into it like that, but I needed to make sure that I knew I could trust you with this information.
Miss Jessica, I have a confession to make.
Yes, Corporeal?
About the whole making sure the public doesn't know about goblins and stuff. I think a couple of high schoolers might know about ghosts now.
Ghosts are
Well,
a common
Do
thing
you want
talked
me to
about in
take
everyday
care of
life.
this, Jessica?
I doubt they're going to believe any
everyone
of them.
is talking over Jack. I am sorry.
One
I have
person at a
finished the
time, please.
profile, Jessica. I have finished the profiling, Jessica. Would you like me to take care of that situation?
Yes, please. Take the back entrance.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we need to really take care of that situation? I don't know what that involves, but I mean, come on. Every school has like a kid or two that tells a ghost story, and no one would believe a kid telling a ghost story. I mean, look at it this way. I mean, I went to high school. There were like 5 or 6 different ghost stories that were just kind of tossed around. As long as it doesn't happen again, it'll just be another story, right?
Casey, you do see that the reason why no one believes those is because of us.
She's right, you know.
We put it into their minds that, oh, it's just fake. It's just a hoax.
So,
I mean, she does run a museum, so this only makes sense.
so you're saying he's just going to go in there to seed doubt into their mind?
Yes.
Little do we know, he actually murders them.
Well, I mean,
Why
I
wouldn't-
did just say that they did missions of both murder, but also mostly trying to find different ways other than murder. You guys did almost try to kill the rock without actually investigating a lot of things, which might be a whole group effort of
Jack returns.
fault.
Wow, you are really quick.
Jack sits back down and just fiddles around on the computer.
Zandora kind of gives like a little glare at General J.
Commander J, get it right.
Commander, I don't care. General Commander, he's not gonna call you that. He's
Uh,
just gonna call you
okay.
J or Mortal.
Yeah.
I do have a question there, Mel.
Yeah?
Why is Miss Doubtfire on the screen?
Well, I mean, he was going to sow doubt, so I figured, since we had her featured last screen.
Okay, and
Also, Felix, I don't know if you did notice this about your teacher, Miss Doubtfire, but she is in fact, she's a vampire.
Felix kind
Saw
of
that coming.
cocks his head.
Vampires?
He kind of cocks his head, kind of gets this kind of disturbed look on his face. I mean, I had a couple of dreams of, nightmares of her slipping into my room, but I didn't know these dreams were literal.
It's okay, she's afraid of cats.
I need to step out for a sec.
have you ever felt dizzy while waking up in the morning?
I don't get a lot of sleep. I'm always dizzy.
She
Understood.
is afraid of cats. We have records of this.
Oh, okay. So, all right. You're part of a secret monster hunter order. He's got
Hunting and
some doubt
protecting.
powers. Mrs. Doubtfire at the school is an actual vampire. Next thing you're going to tell me is Miss Lewison, that was really friendly to me when I was going out and figuring it out, is part of an ancient
You cut
cult.
out. You cut out really badly there.
You cut out really badly on that. I did not hear the name.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
Next thing you're gonna tell me, and then you cut out.
Next thing you're going to tell me, Mrs. Lewison, that was really nice to us when we were trying to find out about all this, is part of leading a hidden cult or something.
Actually, no, she's a orc.
She's a what?
I thought I smelled something bad.
She's
That might have been her dinner.
Casey's got an orc. Casey's got an orc. Felix literally walked in and heard you say that.
Why do you think I was so aggressive with her?
Okay. So, how is she? She looks nothing like an orc from like Lord of the Rings.
Well, you
We
see,
don't look like monster hunters.
that is a fair point, but
Sometimes
Here's-
monsters don't look the same.
here's a counterpoint. Disguises are everything to making sure that the public does not know that monsters exist. So the local witches of each town, whether they run a coffee shop or not, they tend to help out anyone in need.
I love how I called you a witch and now you're saying local witches.
Well, do they have any form of knowledge behind this place?
They do not have any form of knowledge behind this place currently. This is why I'm introducing it right now.
Well, that was my question of, do they need anything?
Maybe.
I mean, they will need something to help them along their way with the rock, which they now had gotten and raised to tier 2 of its final form.
Caporio raises her hand.
Yes?
How many tiers are there?
3.
Guys, this isn't good.
So we pissed it off. It flew away after turning into Form 2, which of course means that eventually it can turn into a more powerful form. Am I following this right?
If the rock is angered anymore, then it, according to past events of us dealing with rocks before, it will most likely get into a rage that can destroy the town and everyone in it.
Okay, so question.
Yes?
Since our goal is not to necessarily eliminate these mythical creatures, but maintain the fact that that we coexist in a way that these creatures do not become aware. People don't become aware that these things exist and don't cause a panic and all that. I'm assuming dousing it with kerosene and then firing a napalm rocket at it would be the bad choice here.
Yes, that would be an extremely bad choice.
Okay, so how do we get it to chill out and go back to sleep?
Well, that's actually a funny story here. I'm going to send you off to get the items that are most likely going to be the most useful in this situation, so that way you guys and gals, can all actually, do monster hunting properly
Okay.
instead of hitting it with a bat.
Hey, Black Betty does work.
Are
I
we
just
also
realized
going
that
off
Black
of the-
Betty is not necessary for
Damn.
all situations.
Are we also going off of the banking information?
Yes.
Okay,
Lamb,
understood.
lamb.
Codename J, could you please give them their balance for their bankings?
Yep.
Thank
Wait,
you.
what?
Yes.
Everyone has their own personal account that has been given to them. This account is specifically for equipment or potions or some side task depending on the scenario, but this is money that has been allowed to you. After each and every mission or successful, you can be granted extra money.
Wait. This is not just a side gig. We actually get paid to do this?
Yes.
What do I need currency for?
To be able to kill the monsters to make sure that you can protect Casey as best as possible.
Well, you
Mr.
kind of got
Zandora?
beaten up pretty bad, so I don't know. Maybe medical bills?
It is now in DarkShadows chat.
Dark Shadows chat. Okay.
So, what would I exactly use currency for?
Point proven. We've already discussed this.
We did kind of already discuss this, since you are in fact a ghost, and you seem to be more linked to Felix than anything else. So,
Well, I mean, couldn't we like make like I don't know. I saw this like old anime Full Metal Alchemist. Couldn't we make like a physical form that Corporeal could just like animate so Corporeal could be a person in a way that would allow them to interact without revealing her ghost nature? That mannequin or doll might be something that
That also requires dark magic.
that does require a lot of big magic and dark magic in order to actually properly fuse the
I
person.
will be granting.
But,
Could I
I'll
eat
be
There-
pizza
granting
if I do that?
corporeal money.
yes, thank you, Commander J. There is a ring that can make her seem like a normal person.
ooh, okay. Well, I mean, I was just spitballing. I literally don't. I've got like, Hocus Pocus, Charmed, and like anime to go on here as far as what metaphysical things are actually things here. So,
In fact, Corporeal,
Yes.
since one of our old group used to be monstrous and needed a disguise themselves, here is their ring that they used. It might work properly. You may want to try it out.
She excitedly reaches for the ring to try and put it on.
She takes the ring without any sort of resistance or even it falling out of her hand, and she puts it on. She now looks like a very, very well kept woman. She looks normal.
She twirls around and goes, "What you guys think?"
It's a little unsettling seeing you in this plane.
I'm human!
Well, you look human. You certainly have different actions, though. So do keep that in mind. No floating around, no turning invisible.
No eating pizza.
You can eat
You can eat
pizza.
pizza now. You can taste pizza.
You can
Yes!
actually eat and consume things properly. You have an anatomy now, Corporeal.
Hey, Sandora, you remember those slices of pizza you were holding?
Yes.
does that
May I
work
have
for
one?
a avatar for you?
Yeah, it works.
Melt. Melt.
Okay.
If you make a pun, I will leave.
I'm trying to resist, okay?
Zandora reaches out and his hand disappears and pulls out another slice of pizza and hands it to Corporeal.
I slowly take my first bite of pizza and taste. You know what? Pizza cold, definitely better.
You haven't tried pizza hot.
Valid point.
Pizza cold, definitely better. You're definitely better.
All right. So, since you all have your money and your disguises are all well kept, I do believe it is time for you to head to the coffee shop called Brews and Books.
Brews and books.
Another witch.
Oh, God. Why didn't I see it before? The name's so bloody obvious.
Why not Bruce and Brooks?
Okay, so what are we doing over at Brews and Books?
Commander J will assist you in that.
I'll take you all over to Brews and Books, and we'll casually walk in. Nothing out of the ordinary. We'll walk up to the two young women standing at the area. I don't know if that would be a bar.
Counter.
Jackie boy.
Yeah.
As you all walk in, you see a book club going on to the right of you, inside the book nook
I forgot all
that
about
they have in the section. They have this whole place sectioned off. It's a wonderful little coffee shop, warm environment, beautiful things, everything else. There is coffee tables to the left of you and a little book nook to the right of you. In front of you is, of course, where the cashier and everything else will be, and, well, where you order your foods and whatnot. You all see that Jack, or shall we say Commander J, notices and nods to one of the people that are inside the book club that are currently, in fact, going over their notes and readings of Inkheart. Casey, I believe you and Felix would know these people because you used to work at the high school and Felix used to, well, he still is going to the high school.
Casey just had a realization.
Mhm.
Of course they want him to be one of their little monster hunters. It makes perfect sense. No one in the town takes Casey seriously, so if he accidentally slipped up and mentioned something to a civilian about a monster, then people would just discredit it normally because he has no credit. Everybody thinks he's just a washed out bum in this town. They would literally, if he said, "Run, run, there's a monster coming," people would just laugh and walk away. It's the perfect cover!
Anyhow, there are 3 particular people that are in this book club. A Miss Emerald Heartfelt, a Danny Sanstace, there we go, and a Jax Rogers. Jax Rogers is 17 and part of the book club, forced by his parents, and baseball team.
And in a past life, I'm sure he was a pirate, and the reason why he's here is because he's a reincarnated soul and has all that ancient knowledge locked away in his brain.
No.
Okay.
Danny Sanstace is Emerald's best friend. The only reason why I'm telling you this is because Felix knows this for a fact. Danny has black hair, blue eyes, and a normal t-shirt and pants. He's 16 years old, 5'6", and he's a sophomore.
Okay.
Emerald Heartfelt has 3 different colors in her hair currently, going from top to bottom of blue, green, and red. She's 18 years old, shy, and Felix kind of at times gets the little Valentine from her on Valentine's Day. In his locker. In his locker specifically. But she always tries to be so discreet, but Felix actually catches her a little bit some of the time. She has the same classes as Felix a lot of the time too, so yes.
At least when Felix is actually in class there.
Yes, when Felix is actually in class. Alrighty.
I think the little emerald girl has a thing for the, dark and brooding type.
Is this Casey talking?
That would be out of character information, so no.
I really would love for you to do character voice. Everyone. Okay, so yes, Commander Jack, or Commander J, sorry.
J-A-Y, I don't really care. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
just gonna go ahead and nod and walk up to the cashier,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna say a phrase to the cashier. I'd like a new drink. Phrase of
Are
choice:
yeah.
the Charlotte Surprise with kitten creamer.
Yes, of course. Right this way, actually. Come on. That's for our private upstairs booth area.
I have guests as well. Is this okay?
Yes, this is perfectly fine. Come on in.
Understood.
You always have guests. Come on.
Wave them forwards, and we all go upstairs.
You are both led, well, all of you are led upstairs to see two twin sisters. They both are wearing witch hats. One is wearing a red witch hat. The other is wearing a blue navy witch hat.
I was under the impression there would only be one witch.
The navy blue witch hat woman is 5'2", and she just seems to be in a more business attire sort of stance. The red witch hat is a 5'5", bubbly and bright looking woman who's ready to serve you. Hello.
Oh, hey, didn't I see you in the woods the one time?
I don't recall.
It was during Halloween last year. Could have swore I saw someone with a red hat out there.
Of course, of course. I do love to give the kiddos their chocolate-y treats every occasional while. And hello, Commander J.
How are you doing this fine, Charlotte?
They're chocolatey treats.
Out in the woods.
During Halloween.
Come here, kitties. Have some chocolates, you know?
How are you doing this fine evening, Charlotte?
Oh, I'm doing quite fine. How about yourself? I see you have new guests.
Another day in paradise, right?
Mm-hmm. What, pray tell, are you in need of today?
The new crew has awoken the stone statue.
Oh.
The rock, he means.
Oh. Oh. Well, I suppose my sister and I have a few items that may interest and whatnot.
I'm starting to think we should have left it alone, or should I say leafed it alone?
Shut up.
I mean, we're trying to branch out and all, but...
Oh my god.
I mean, we do currently have 4 items on this shelf over here. The 4 items in question are a wooden ring, a fire rod, it looks like. It's quite orange. It's a large orange, like, rod, staff thing. A jar of bitter roots, and a spell book.
If I can interject real quick, I want to go ahead and say thank you to our Discord community. There have been so many items, names, and stuff like that that you guys come up with and submitted in the DarkShadows section of the Discord.
I was gonna
Sorry.
definitely thank them in the intermission.
Oh, well, I mean, we only have an hour left to the stream, so it hadn't happened yet, so I'm sorry for jumping in, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so many names in there.
I look back at them and I say, this is your time to look and see what you all choose. You guys have your deposits.
Jack, I do forget the price ranges for all of the items that we had agreed on.
The item that we added on?
All the items.
Oh god. Hold up. You there?
Yes.
Okay, my ping just shot way up. And would you say the item we added on?
all of the items. Like
It was
the
the-
prices, the
I have those. I have those.
okay, cool. So you can tell them that then.
The only two I don't have are the last two that you said you wanted to do.
Yes, and I did kind of really want to do those, but then you were
I
both
told you-
tired, and
I told you you could.
yeah.
Okay. We'll just do the base then for now, and then added on items and stuff like that you do. You can have fun.
Mhm.
This is your chance to look around. We'll start, I guess, however you want to do it. You want to do it by person?
Well, how about this? Right
Go on.
now, what I'm seeing is left to right on my screen via cams in the bottom corner, just to make sure this doesn't get too chaotic. I have Elysium, then Casey, then Felix, then Corporeal, then Jack. So, how about Elysium takes a look at the items? He asks what questions to figure out if he's picking anything up, and then we'll move to me, and then we'll move to Felix, and so on and so forth. Does that work for everyone?
That's
Sure,
fine.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Elysium, feel free to investigate the mythical magic items.
So, explain to me what all there is again. You said there was a ring.
There is a wooden ring with a green sort of outline on it. There is what looks to be a very long, large orange rod with a, well, orange glowing diamond shape orb at the end of it.
So it's a staff.
Yes, it is a staff. There is a jar of bitter roots. The roots are all in different shapes, but yeah. And there is a spell book with the title Magic of Signals.
Magic of signals?
Would you like to look at the back of the book?
Yes.
The cover, the back of the cover of the book explains, this is a magical spellbook that shows the caster weak first-rate symbols to get the attention of someone or to signal for help. From a beam of light to just mere illusion magic. It is all here.
Well, I don't think I should be taking that. I think that's more like Felix's thing. Can you explain more about the wooden ring?
The wooden ring seems to fit whoever wears it. Well,
Fits all sizes.
yes, it fits all sizes of people, places, and things. It seems to be not too interesting or magical whatsoever, as far as you know.
It has a green hue around it. What does this mean?
Oh, the green hue means that there's random effects of magic that could behold the wearer, says Karen Scarlet.
You said there was a staff, a ring, a jar of bitter root?
A jar of bitter roots. Those roots are from my sister, Charlotte. Yes, of course. The bitter roots. I had accidentally put several roots inside a very large jar and kind of forgot what they do to a person if they were to eat the root. So, random effects? Surprise?
How much is the ring?
$400.
And how much money did everybody get? Because you still haven't told
We all-
us.
It's
I
in-
did tell you
it's-
in Dark
It's
Shadows.
in the Discord.
Yeah,
DarkShadows.
You know, I
Zandora
don't
was
have that
given a
pulled up right
commission
now.
of 500.
Did you hear that, little
Yeah,
one?
I looked at a text. That
Okay.
what was all right. Everybody else gets 1,000. I'm gonna 100.
Well, we didn't exactly plan for you. You just sort of showed up.
What do you mean?
You were difficult to decide, okay?
No, like story-wise, Jessica and Captain J didn't know that you, Zandora, would suddenly appear in Casey's life.
So, in other words, you were last minute add to the team, so they had to move funds around just to be able to give you that much.
So I stole like $250 from Casey and Felix.
Well, if you want to put it that way.
Basically, yes.
I'll take the ring.
Oh gosh. Okay, what are you gonna do with this ring? Are you putting it on?
I'm not putting it on right now. I'm gonna stash it in that little invisible pouch thing I got. The infinite amount of space.
Okay.
Okay, so he is taking the ring.
He's officially got the one ring.
The one ring. Hopefully not to rule them all. Okay.
No, it does not rule them all, for sure.
Ooh,
Okay. Yeah. Let's give the semi-cosmic, supernatural person that's supposed to protect me have the one ring. That sounds like a great idea. Okay. So we had the bitter roots, and then we had the orange staff. What was
And the spell book.
and the spell book. Okay. So I'm gonna look at the ladies. I'm like, okay. I'm very new to all of this. I have no idea how to use any of these things.
it's mere magic, mortal.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't have like any sort of magical ability or talents or anything like that. I'm just a dude, So
It is easy
you
to
ladies,
look.
I'm relying on you to help me here. As a guy that doesn't know anything about magic, I'm assuming the spellbook's probably not a smart move. Let's leave that for someone that maybe is more knowledgeable. Or
That's why I left it for Felix. That's off.
okay. But in your recommendations for a dude like me who just gets into maybe a little bit of trouble every now and again and tries to do the best thing, and first action when a monster jumps in his face is to pull out this bat here and swing it at them, would it be better for you to do something to the bat, or is there one of these things that I should take? I mean, I need advice.
You're talking to Kieran and Scarlet, or
Yeah.
Kieran and Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm asking their opinion, giving them what little I'm describing as for myself. I have no magical talent. This is the tool I usually end up leaning on.
They look at each other, and then look back at you. Karen Scarlet, or yeah, Karen Scarlet, Kieran Scarlet. Yes, Kieran Scarlet suggests maybe the fire rod would be useful for you, but and then Charlotte finishes that with I mean, you could easily also have the rod and your bat enchanted.
Okay. This is just, again, I only have pop culture to lean on here. What exactly do you mean by enchanted?
Kieran now speaks. Well, you see, sir, since I am the one that has the mastery in enchantments and spellbooks.
Mm-hmm.
I can increase the damage output of that mere bat and make it have elemental damage or even some very spooky upbringings.
Question
Soul
then.
Trapper bat.
Question. So if I got the Rod of Fire and you enchanted the bat with like I guess ice, I could have ice and fire?
I mean, yes. As long as you
Trying
were
so
to,
hard not to go Game of Thrones on this. I am trying so hard. And my character's literally saying
I'm trying
that.
so hard not to say anything to you.
I am trying so hard not to start humming the Song of Ice and Fire. How much would that cost?
the rod itself.
The rod itself alone is $650 with no enchantments.
The Jack.
Yes.
The rod itself would be sold with a full charge.
Full charge?
Full
700.
charge. And the enchantment of ice, of elemental damage, costs both money and a certain material.
Correct. Now, I need Melt to do something for me.
Okay.
Melt, I need you to go to your die and roll a 1d10.
1d10. Well, I need to go ahead and move the fairy godmothers that I was using as a representation of the witches, and I got
Oof.
I got a 4.
Jack, would you mind explaining to me why you had him roll 1d10?
1d10 is depending on the estimated, because it depends on what you're going to decide for power level and stuff like that, but the 1d10 is also based off price as well. So what I'll do is I'll take the 4, cut it in half, and add 50, so it'll be 250 for the ice.
Okay, thank you.
So what you're saying is, I have $1,000. I can buy the Staff of Fire for 700. Enchant the bat with ice for 250. I just have to go out and with my last $50 get the material.
It's either you buy it or you find it. It depends on how Emma does it.
Well, you would generally have to find this specific material before I can actually enchant it.
Okay, so the the 250 is for the labor of the enchantment. I would still have to acquire the material on the side.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, this material, I mean, how hard is it to get? Like, 1 being I could probably find it on the ground outside, and 10 being I would have to travel to the depths of hell to fish it out of a molten pool of lava.
I mean, for mortals, it would be like what, sister? I'm gonna say it's gonna be about 5.
Okay, so
But I mean, for mortals that actually know where to look, I would say it would be a 3.
And
These
how
are
would a
difficulty
mortal
scales?
find out where to know to look? Do I need to roll a charm to sweet talk these ladies?
Well, you don't really have to sweet
Seduce.
talk the ladies.
You need to seduce.
Okay, fine. Fine, go right ahead.
Seduce them.
I wish. Oh my god!
I engage the smolder.
Dear
Jesus
God, Mel.
Christ!
Holy crap, he got a 14.
Okay, so are you you're trying to manipulate them into actually telling you where the hell this material is.
Well, I am trying to convince them that they would really like to help me the best they can. How they choose to help me is entirely up to them.
So you rolled a 14?
Yeah, I maxed my dice on that roll. My charm of 2 on top of 2 6s. There is no way for me to get a higher score than that.
Not only do they decide to help you for free, but now, either way, they were going to be your allies anyway, but now they are your allies for the rest of this mystery.
I do not like having allies as witches.
How to win friends and influence people. It's all about being
He's
charming.
going to step in and say, you're going to like these allies.
I do also just want to say that Charlotte is 227 years old. Doesn't look a day over 20. And Karen is 217 years old.
So how do you
Oh,
feel
yeah.
now, Melt?
This is really infuriating to Xandora.
So, Casey, how do you feel about your charm now?
You're charming old ladies.
Hey,
Charming really old ladies, oh my god. Casey only using his charm to charm the old ladies. Doesn't have time for the ladies that are inside his age range.
Are we actually sure that that is really it was actually an old lady being an orc?
oh God. You know, this is going to be a weird thing. Is this going to be how Casey survives in all these situations? If he ever ends up in a bad situation, there'll be like this horde of mythical women that come to his rescue every time he screws up.
It's just going to be a bunch of strong, independent women coming to help Casey.
I don't need no man.
I mean, look at the first move I have is always the victim. So I mean, I'm mundane. I have no special powers, but apparently I have the power to woo the ladies that are mystically inclined. Okay.
So does that make you a not siren? What is that class I'm trying to think of?
Bard?
Oh.
I am not an incubus. Okay.
Incubus.
Yes.
I am not an incubus. I have not stolen anyone's soul nor slept with anyone.
I believe that is actually for the male version is a succubus.
Yeah.
Succubus. Thank you.
No. A succubus is a female that attracts males. An incubus is a male that attracts females. So
Okay.
in my situation, it would be an incubus.
Okay, cool. So Casey, they happily enchant your weapon.
Oh my.
Let's enchant it. I hate witches.
If I may interject,
They spend all night enchanting his weapon.
Oh, come on! Felix?
That was not Felix, that was me.
Guys,
Moonhunter in the group chat asked a good question. How can they be twins if they're 3 years apart?
They're not 3 years apart, they're 10 years apart.
But how?
and they can be twins because they're not. I can't think of the words.
They're witches.
That makes sense. Time travel.
For all we know, one is a 3-year older clone of the other, and that's how they're twins.
I hope you guys are catching on to why Xandora doesn't like witches.
10 years older.
10 years older. Sorry.
They're 10 years apart.
And yet they're twins.
Yes.
Yeah, that's possible.
And they look
is
really
possible.
young.
Magic.
200 years old.
227 and 217.
And they look not a day over 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you go ahead
You
and
guys-
message me their names when you have a moment, so I can put it down in my notes as allies?
Yes.
I'll write it down for him.
Thank you, Jack. Okay, so they're gonna do the enchantment for free. I
Yep.
just need to find the material.
They actually had they had a batch of the material.
Okay,
Because
so
they
so
lied
so
to you.
so
They didn't they didn't lie to you. They just wanted you to go off and get the a little bit more of the flippin' element that you needed for it.
they didn't want to take from their personal stock that they use for emergencies.
Correct.
They wanted me to collect it on my
What you
own.
Yeah, they're very selfish.
What
But-
you just did was you wooed them over by using their stock, and you also don't have to pay for it.
Yes.
Oh my.
So you basically are just buying the staff.
Yes.
And they enchanted his weapon.
So
Oh,
so
no.
what I'm learning from this is my next character improvement is going to be charm.
There is a limit to how much charm you can have, Mr. Charming.
Hey, the max is 3
Charmander.
until you have 5 improvements, and then you can increase it a little bit more, right? Never mind.
I would suggest working on something else other than your charm, mister, because you're having good rolls with that. But okay, fine.
I'll take it
Alright.
under advisement, Em.
Do you
It
buy
is-
do you buy the staff,
Do you?
the rod?
You buy the staff rod.
Yeah.
Staff.
I'm gonna buy the staff rod, fire thing,
Mm-hmm.
Fire thing.
and I'm going to have Black Betty enchanted with ice. So I now have a rod of fire and a bat of ice. If
So,
RPGs have taught me
Better.
anything, having more varieties of elements is important.
Casey, I do want to give you a little bit more of insight on this since you have bought it now.
Okay.
It is a large rod with a glowing orange diamond-shaped orb on the end of it. It can be used 1 to 5 times before needing recharge, or before it shatters, depending on how big how much you charge up your attack before actually doing shit. So, when you're using the staff, you are going to be rolling 2d6 plus your weird.
Okay. Okay, so how many charges was that again? I'm trying to type this all up.
1 to 5, depending on how big the charge or how big the attack is.
Okay, so it starts out 5 of 5 charges, and I can choose how many charges to use doing an attack, and it is 2d6
It is 2d6 plus your weird.
plus weird. Since I have no weird, I might invest in it. Does the ice enchantment on the bat effectively work the same way?
I am going to say that it'll count for magic damage, so yes, it's gonna work the same way. You're gonna be using weird for your bat if you want ice damage. Yes?
Off the game a little bit.
Mhm.
Are we able to end it like 15 minutes early so I can get a shower before I have to go to my stepsister's thing?
That would
Well, I mean,
leave
it's
us.
ending here pretty soon.
Yeah, we have basically, if we do that, we have like what, 20 minutes left.
I will say this: if you end up DCing early or have to leave early, the bunker has 6 sets of beds, 1 for each and every player, including Jessica. Whenever you go to sleep, you can go to sleep in the bunker or at a personal bed. So whenever you leave, you're basically at the bunker if you don't have a personal bed.
Yes.
So it prevents you from having to just collapse in the middle of, this magic shop and bruise for no reason. You're in a bed now.
Okay. So that being said, and considering we have less than 20 minutes left, so Elysium can go and get cleaned up, I guess I'll just say that I don't think I need to get anything else. I've taken up enough of their times. I thank them very graciously for being so generous, and I'm letting Felix take over and do his shopping.
As you thank them, they both kiss each cheek
Oh boy.
and then go over to Felix.
Right. I was kind of blanking there for a bit.
Yes, Felix?
Yes, baby?
I was wondering what was available there.
Okay. There are now 2 things left available. Is a jar of bitter roots with random effects, and a spell book with the title Magic of Signals. Magic spellbook that shows the caster weak first-rate symbols to get the attention of someone or to signal for help. Whether it be a beam of light or some illusionary magic, you got the symbol for it.
That's... I think I'm going to just go with this book and be done with it.
I believe that book alone is 200.
Yeah, I put him over on the deep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Some of the characters that you have met, by the way, will appear later on.
He paid it.
Okay.
This is what he just put in.
He now has the book.
Yep. You now has the book, baby.
Please
Now-
note your items and your remaining cash on hand in your history and notes on your character for future sessions.
For your items, do please put them inside the other gear.
I also have personal banking information, and I have other information for all that as well. All of that has been written down.
But yeah, for all of your items, please do put them into your other gear rather than the history and notes.
All right.
Do you have anything else to go over with Cap's stuff?
Babe, do I have anything else to go over with you?
He said just the book.
Just the book? Then I believe we have done.
Corporeal, you're up.
Corporeal.
How much money does Corporeal have?
Just
It's
look
based
at what
off
you
of-
want. Look at what you want.
Oh, okay.
I think the only thing left was the bitter roots, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm new to this whole getting to taste things, and I would really like to try some bitter roots. I'll take that.
Okay. You take the jar of randomly assorted bitter roots that,
I wonder if you could
I
just
don't know what-
bite off the tip of a root to kind of get a sense of what it does, instead of eating like the whole root.
You have to eat the whole root for it to actually activate.
yes.
I do not know what you have inside of that jar, M, so this decision. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember.
The bitter roots done by inside the Discord.
Oh, it's in the item suggestion. Let's see here. Okay.
It's a glass jar of 6, I'm going to say 7 bitter roots that can be chewed to gain powers or effects. The 7th one is a very much wild card, to say the least.
Okay, sorry about that. I got a call. I had to mute my mic there.
You're fine, buddy.
No worries. All right. So, according to this, do we want to read off the effects?
The effects are as listed here. 2 of the roots, well, sorry, I did have to modify and tweak one of them.
Okay.
One of the roots can give the person who chewed the root, 1.5 times damage multiplier, and there is one root that gives the player, if they get hit, a 1.5 damage multiplier. So if you get hit and you have that specific root on,
you take more damage.
You take more damage.
Ooh.
One root that transforms one into a frog human ghost with night vision, enhanced eyesight, sticky tongue, high jumps, all that, for, I'm going to say, a temporary amount of time. One root that does nothing. One root that makes one incredibly attractive. Everyone around might lose focus on what they're doing.
Make sure I never eat that root, especially when I'm surrounded by elderly ladies. We do not want to know what happens.
And one root that gives permanent loss of taste and smell.
Or
and
orcs.
one root, the final root, that is the ultimate wild card that I have put into there. That has no description currently.
So
I will require you, after eating that one root, to roll 1d100.
Ooh, shite.
So it sounds like the jar of bitter roots are very double-edged swords. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. But every time you go ahead and take out a bitter root and chew it completely, it's going to be a gamble.
It is.
Pretty much. Do you choose to take the bitter root?
Yes, I do.
Mario? Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
Wait, are you gonna eat the bitter root now?
Corporeal, very excited at the fact that she can actually taste things, wants to know what a bitter root tastes like.
Oh,
He opens the
God!
jar.
Wait.
You did
wait,
this.
Wait.
Oh
Wait,
no.
what?
The price of this object.
The price of this object will be 600.
Alright. I almost gave myself $9,000, not 900. So
Okay. So I'm going to feel really terrible if Corporeal pulls out the root that gives permanent loss of taste and smell.
Oh God.
Right when Corporeal's just now getting the option to taste and smell things again. Or at least taste things again.
So, Corporeal,
Mm-hmm.
are you eating the root right now?
One root, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you roll 1d7.
1d.
you have to do
What?
you have to do the option of roll, a slash roll.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's no such thing as a
Slash.
7-sided dice.
Slash
Slash
roll
roll.
1d7. Jesus.
That's a high roll.
Let me
I am
look.
afraid I think I know what this root is, and I am.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh no.
It's the smell and taste one.
No. I put different for
Yeah, they're switched around.
You made a table and they're in a
Corporeal.
different order.
Yeah?
The next time you get hit by something,
Oh no.
it has a 1.5 damage modifier on it.
Well, at least you're hard to hit normally.
So what does it taste like?
It tastes like sage tea.
Hey guys, this stuff's really good. You want to try some?
You ate it all.
No, I got a couple more.
I think I'll pass on the pickled roots. Thanks, though. You know what? Since this is a new experience, I'll just let you have fun with it.
Aw, Casey, you're so nice.
I do not accept.
Sure. We'll go with that.
Corporeal, you better watch out for next time you meet the bird.
Oh God.
I don't know.
Are we in any way in character aware of what effect has happened?
Not currently at the moment.
Because if Casey was aware, he would just walk up to her and flick her ear.
None of you are aware.
Okay, see, that's why I wanted to know, are we aware of the effect that took place? So as far as we know, nothing happened and it tasted like sage tea.
Yes.
Okay.
As far as you guys all know, that absolutely nothing happened.
But just think about this. A flick to the
Okay.
ear that accidentally does 2 damage because of its power level, like a flick to the ear, sort of, but it has a 1.5 multiplier damage, which makes it, what, 3.5 or 4?
It would be like 3.5.
Jesus.
That was smart. Considering,
because think about this, you also have to roll a damage roll, like a strength roll, to see how hard you hit her.
Yes.
yeah, okay, but I mean, wouldn't I get a penalty because it's just a flick and not like a full-on punch?
All right.
Depends.
Anyways, this isn't happening. It's all submission, and I think Elysium needs to take off for that shower now. Was there anything we wanted to do before we wrap this up?
So at this point in time, I assume we all return to the bunker, correct? Emmy?
Yeah, I'm assuming we all return to the bunker in order to actually figure out what the heck can actually defeat this rock formation that flies.
So,
And
research.
exactly where.
Are we closing right this second?
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't exactly have anything else written down for...
Okay, then we'll go ahead and close right this second.
Oh,
so this
no.
way we can get...
Wait, what?
Okay.
I wanted something to happen. I wanted my lemur to snicker at Corporeal.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and also I would like to just note, Corporeal, when we were leaving the shop, snuck a cookie from the front counter and is looking forward to trying it at the bar.
Okay, since that's a thing now, Corporeal, I would love for you to roll a d10, please.
Okay.
Someone's gonna get their hand caught in the cookie jar.
Got in the cookie jar.
When you have an actual physical form, it's harder to get away with stuff like that.
She's not used to that.
Is this Brews and Books place, like the Halloween setup and everything like that? Do they have like the candy dish where it has like the cookies in it and it has that thing that comes out and gets you?
No.
That'd be funny.
Oh, the little Halloween jar that has the hand that jumps out at you when you go for the candy.
For people who did not pay for certain items in this shop, the witches of this shop have made a sort of temporary effect happen once the item in question has been consumed.
Oh,
I got this.
No.
So,
she's gonna turn into a blueberry. Willy Wonka style.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All of you except for Corporeal herself notice that Corporeal now has a crocodile arm.
Oh.
She's becoming Killer Croc from freaking Batman.
What are you guys talking about?
I'm gonna look at
things
Corporeal.
not to scale.
Commander J is gonna look at Corporeal and put his heads in his hands and just...
What? What is it? I keep eating the cookie.
As you continue to eat the cookie, the croc arm kind of like goes. It's going down. It's going up her arm. So her whole hand is now a crocodile hand.
Did you steal something from the shop?
No. Where did you happen to get that cookie from?
From the front counter. I'm used to just taking stuff.
I'm gonna look at the cashier and say, "How much is it?"
That's only $5, sir.
I'll go ahead and pay for that.
As soon as the cookie is paid for, the crocodile just disappears.
That would be pretty cool. Crocodile arm, man.
Yeah, we're supposed to be playing things low key so the public doesn't panic, though, right?
Yes.
But you don't understand. I'm a divine, and I don't really care.
So the lemur snickers, right?
Yes, the lemur Snickers.
Okay.
That's so funny.
So we're all in the bunker. Is this the end game? Is everyone chilled? Any more actions?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm
I have
good.
one last thing, and then we're good.
Oof.
What's the one last thing?
I hand everybody a walkie-talkie and say these are for missions only.
Mm.
I guess.
Well, I
the
kind of have to
walkie-talkie.
put that in my little invisible pouch thing.
It does have a clip.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Okay, but that
to your
doesn't mean he
belt.
wants to carry that thing around.
yeah. All my character looks at this walkie-talkie. I'm like,
All right.
okay. I
cut
mean,
out.
couldn't we get
Cut
like
out.
a Nokia phone or something? Because this is kind of, well, I mean, I'm. You know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm good. Thanks. I'll clip the walkie-talkie somewhere.
Hey, I mean,
Before
you're
y'all
a
click
janitor. It
Sears
works
on.
for you, buddy.
Emporio clicks hers on and goes, "Oh, don't you think these things are kind of cool?"
Not at all.
I think walkie-talkies seem a little old school in my opinion, honestly. But whatever works, I suppose.
Well, at least the walkie-talkies work properly, unlike everyone's cell phones.
Jesus.
Ooh. Well, yeah. I mean, if this is a semi-horror game, I mean, the first thing that stops working is the cell phone. The second you end up in any kind of horror situation. So maybe I should shut up about the walkie-talkies. I'm sure they'll be 100% reliable and never go out of range or signal. Or batteries.
Well, see, it works for me and Casey because I'm a security guard and Casey's a janitor.
Excuse me?
He basically is the janitor. Come
Excuse
on,
me?
Oof.
I am a handyman. Not a janitor.
So the janitor / maintenance, got it. No, so do they have to call?
You are the
do they-
fix-it Felix of the group.
Do they have to call 1-800-FIX-IT in order to get a hold of your department number?
I'm gonna strangle you, Jack. All right,
Shots
folks.
fired. Shots
This-
fired.
This has been Dark Shadows. This is our second episode. I linked the first episode if you would like to catch up in the description below. I will go ahead and archive this stream and have it back up for you guys if you came in late to watch from the beginning. Thank you again so much for joining us, everyone that's played along, everybody that's been viewing. Again, we're trying to do this every other weekend. Saturday, we're going to try to shoot for around the same time unless something else comes up. Thank you again for watching. As always, stay frosty, and we'll hope to see you again real soon.